Okay, Global Impact Challenge Phase 2. I'm recording this just so that people who are unable to attend today's meeting can see what we're up to. And sharing my screen now. So last class we had talked about you all teaming up with each other in order to help finalize your pages. And I wrote out those agreements that we came up with. So last class when we were sharing out all of our content that we had done, I took notes on things we had agreed that we would all infuse into our topic, no matter which topic we're doing. And so this is my note that I assigned today, or my message for you to read over. I'm not sure how many people were able to do that. So I'm just gonna do it now. Hi team, below are just notes I took about what we agreed to as far as layout goes for our curriculum chapter on mental disorders and illnesses, development and learning disabilities. To the best of your ability, work with partners and begin to use these below so we can get our layouts a bit more solidified. This is going to take time. That's fine. So let's be patient with all of that. Like all collaborative work that's meaningful always takes time, right? Okay, loving everything so far that we're seeing. Here's what we agreed on. And those of you who were there last class, if this is incorrect, then can you please I can't see you, so just like mute me or overspeak me, unmute yourself and be like, that's wrong, Bonnie, bah. Okay, so when practicing planning your design, do this. We agreed for now that we would use the font style called Average. Yeah? And then, yeah. Thank you. Well, hello, Sos. In your layout at the very top, you're all starting with, mine is depression or generalized anxiety. You would put the word understanding depression, understanding generalized anxiety. So basically, all you need to do for what you've already done is go in and type that word using Average font. Okay, and then you write a brief overview, an explanation of the topic. In TeenSpeak, you need to put it in your own words. One, because we're writing a curriculum for teens by teens, and two, because if we use somebody else's words, it's plagiarism, right? We still have to list the sources of where we got the information from, but we don't want to put in exactly what somebody else said. So overview, third bullet here, provide a picture or a diagram that best represents your topic. Preferably, this would be something that you made your own self, like Alexandra had made that picture of her in stress. That way we don't have copyright issues, right? And also because we want it to be as authentically about or from you. So the more it's from you for other people, that can become part of our activities later, where we ask kids in the curriculum, if we're giving it to another high school, this is where you would insert in an activity, create a picture that shows what stress feels like for you, okay? If you can't find that, then make sure then you source where it came from so we can write and ask for copyright. Okay, here then you use the word signs and characteristics. I think that's where we landed. So you're gonna write the topic, heading, signs and characteristics, and then you put bulleting descriptions of depression, of generalized anxiety. We noted that later we might say something like what you or someone you care about may be experiencing, or what it might feel like or look like. We were still kind of playing with those words. Next is common causes. So type that in. And then briefly explain these under your heading. I would like it to be categorized biologically, environmentally, and cognitively. Those three common causes for each of your disorders, illnesses, developmental disabilities. And then we might later say why you or someone you care about may be feeling or behaving this way. All right, then moving on, the next words you put is you put possible treatments. And then remember underneath that, we decided you would list the possible treatments there, but you do not need to explain them because we're going to have its own chapter of all different types of treatment, probably just put in like alphabetical order. And so like, you know, we would have cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, medication, I don't know, hypnosis, blah, 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 whatever. That'll be in its own place. Over here, you do the layout of generalized anxieties is best treated, professionals say, by these ways, okay? And then rates, that's your statistics. That's what we were talking about earlier, Cassidy. Just find, you know, what you've already done and put that in there. I think at minimum, at least having what it's like in the United States for teenagers. If you found really good stats on Colorado, that's awesome too, okay? And we agree that somewhere we might put something like you are not alone. Like that's our point of showing rates. And then we have the words community resources and support. That's where the little hands icon was going to be placed for everybody, the supporting each other. And I'm looking into the possibility of using Canva for layout. Anna was working on similarly aesthetic design theme. And we tried to say that 10 times fast for those of you who weren't here. Bella, want to give it a try? Similarly aesthetic design theme.
Similarly aesthetic design theme. I can't say it very well.
We had fun. Okay. That's it. That's what I captured. What do you think? Did I miss anything? Got it? Okay. So then that's what we had agreed that we would continue to work on. And that's what we were partnering on is putting all of that into place so that we start taking our individual ideas and work that we were doing and begin instead formalizing it into one format and making it more solid like that. So that's what I wanted to check in with you all today about. Any questions, comments? Anyone want to show me anything?
I mean, I have my layout from I didn't present last time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, me too.
Do it.
All right.
I'll unshare. Hang on. Sorry, I forgot that not everyone had a chance to go. Okay, this will be perfect so that we can see what people did last week. Go for it, Anna. Are you still there, Anna?
So this is it. The text overlapped, which it wasn't doing on Canva, but then when I exported it, it did that for some reason. So that's pretty cool. Should I read through this or do you just want like?
Well, a couple things. One, the reason why it's watermarked is because we haven't purchased the right to use Canva beyond you just having fun with it on your screen. If you
not it's not watermarked.
No. Can you
that was my text. That was my header text.
Oh. Can you make it bigger by any chance?
Yeah.
Oh, I can see it now. Okay. I thought disorder when it was small. The disorder, I thought that might have said Canva.
No, it says, yeah.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, you don't need to read through all of the wording, but maybe just, yeah, talk us through like your headings and stuff like that.
All right, so under this header that got messed up, I just have an explanation. And whenever there's like a little star on the next page, like the other side of the page, I have definitions for things that people might want to know. All right, so I have all of the, autism has a lot of different like signs and symptoms because it is such a varying disorder, so that took up a lot of space. I have treatment. I should probably go into causes a little bit more. And then I have how common it is, and then that little graphic, I don't know who she is, but I drew her and put her there because something needed to go there. All right, and this header's fine. So that's what it should have looked like on the other one. Wait, no, they're the same page twice. Oh my God, exporting this was a nightmare. What are you trying to do? Whoa, okay. Okay, I'm sorry. 1 second. Gonna try to open Canva itself and see if that.
Okay.
We're back here. Second page. All right, so the heading that I use for this is what are some things I should know about autism spectrum disorder to better understand my peers and or myself. And then I have the definitions down there. That's what I got.
Can you make it a little larger for us so I
Yeah.
can? Yeah, thanks.
Wow. Okay.
And then can you scroll for us, please?
Yes.
So different definitions. Awesome.
It's so beautiful. I love it. Oh my God, Anna, it's great.
Thanks. I don't know if it's the right vibe necessarily.
I think it's the best vibe, honestly. I think that I really like that. Oh look, there's my Instagram thing. Yeah, I really like that. I really like the vibe because it's very welcoming and it's very something that like teenagers would want to look at or like younger people would want to look at. Like it's not as, I guess, I don't know how to describe it. Like how do you describe a hospital like with white and like sterile?
Clinical?
Yeah, that it's not like that. And I feel like that's really important when we're talking about younger people. Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm. Any other feedback?
It looks really good. Like it's very calming, very, I don't know, relaxing and beautiful.
Thank you.
Similarly aesthetic, I guess. I tried.
I love it. You did it. Good job.
It has like its own style from all of the rest of the designs. It's really cool looking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's awesome. And you have a lot, because like you said, ASD is huge, right? It's like such a big thing. You have a lot of information nicely laid out in just 2 pages where I feel like it's all captured really nicely. Super cool. I forget now how you wrote it. So like when we had agreed to say understanding like autism spectrum disorder, I like how yours asked the question, right? And this is what we said we would come back to and take a look at. I guess for now, let's just leave our agreements the same, and then we can keep coming back and like forging them together, because I thought it looked really beautiful with your question there, Anna. And it does, it engages more. It's cool. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. Thanks for your hard work. And I thought that your little, the picture of the teenager kind of looks like you. The headphones on?
That happens with all my art. Anyone I draw, it looks like me for some reason. Everyone says that.
That's a good thing. It's a good thing. I just thought like your hair and your bangs and you're like sweet and like, hi. All right, thanks, Anna. Nice. Okay, Isacine, did you want to share? Okay.
Um, but, I did it on Canva too, so yeah, and I used this stuff, but it was free, so I think it's okay. I don't know, I'm not sure. But like other thing, it just I did by myself, so very good. So mine was a positional deviant disorder, and there's some description of it. Like what is it? There's the signs, and I used understanding, but I think like my font is not right, and some stuff. And I also was curious. And yeah, can you please guys read the like description of it and say me if the language is not appropriate, I guess, because I feel it's a bit too aggressive, saying like it's which is characterized by disobedience, provocative, defiant behavior, ignoring class, and blah blah. So if you think it's a bit aggressive and it's not like friendly, so I can change. I just like didn't know how to say it differently. There's the signs. Here's the causes, biological, psychological, and social factors. If there's too much words, I can short it, I guess. I will try. This is treatment and help. With the treatment, and treatment. And there's the data and helping places. I don't know how to say this, but I just called helping places. Yeah, that's it.
What did we agree to say? Helping places. Not Isacine.
It was like resources and something, I don't know.
Community resources and support specialists.
Okay.
Those are, we combined it from a couple different people's work.
Okay.
So that's an easy enough fix. I typed that in the notes that I had taken last time that I just shared with you at the beginning of you and Anna sharing. So you could go back in and see that.
Okay.
Okay, feedback?
So I don't think you were being too harsh at the beginning, because I feel like if you try and change the symptoms to sound like less like of what it is, then it's going to be totally different and people might not understand. So I think it's really good the way it is. And where did you get the graphics?
It was just right here. Wait. Yeah, just right here.
Okay.
You go to element, there's some different types, and yeah.
And you're in Canva, right?
Yes.
I see it. Okay. So so far, a couple of you have used Canva. So that's where I need to find out if we actually use them and then we publish our curriculum with their things, do we have to pay them in order to publish those icons? Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll find that out. But okay, other feedback?
I really like the triangle-y thing. I like that layout a lot. I am a bit of a sucker for triangles. I have to say, they make things really visually pleasing. And just like, you wouldn't expect it from triangles, but they make things softer somehow and easier to look at.
Yeah.
I don't know, they're pointy, but they do the job.
Thanks.
Pointy but inclusive. Yeah. I loved the layout too. I'm thinking when I'm looking at like, well, all of yours, but just today, Anna and Isacine, they're different layouts, Because of course you have different disorders or different abilities you're talking about. I'm curious if we all choose to use the same font and the same color schemes, if you all, and the same headings, right? Like we call it signs and community resources. If you all could, and then we use the same graphic style, like if we all use Canva, then you can pull your graphics from there. That might, go ahead.
Canva has a really wide variety of graphics.
Okay.
So,
and then we can still use things like Alexandra's own picture, right? But if we do that, then I wonder if your layouts behind can be however you want. So the uniformity of the whole curriculum is this, but like isocene, because ODD is kind of a little more sharp, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it makes sense to kind of have it in triangles, even though it still softens it up. And then Anna, yours is a little more, you know, inclusive and not so clinical. And you all could kind of figure out your own graphics. This is what I'm thinking from seeing both of yours.
Yeah, I like the idea, like because all the like layouts that I saw before, they were all really good and they were so different from each other. And like mine and Anna's are really different from each other. But yes, I think idea with having same colors is really good because this time we can have some. It doesn't look like very divided. Like we still will be like one curriculum. Yeah.
Yes, one curriculum.
Yeah, we just need to pick some colors. Yes.
So we'll have to find out from Canva first. If we use Canva though, Silas's average probably isn't in there, right? The font? Or did you use Canva, Silas?
I just use Google Doc. It works for me.
Yeah,
I can try and switch to Canva.
I tried to look for that font and they don't have it
Okay.
in Canva.
Okay. Well, we can't make that decision until I hear from Canva. So we're still gathering ideas, you know? But if it can offer more opportunity for creative layout, we can go ahead and do that, right? With the help of it. And maybe, for example, Silas, I'm not saying this is you, but like, you're like, yeah, I don't really want to do graphic design, or like, I know Malachi had said that, like, I'm not really into the graphic design piece. Others of you can specialize in that while other people, you know, create other things. So I think we'll be good.
I just find it harder to like start out and write something in like a different program. Google Docs is like really good for me to write what I'm thinking.
I didn't write in Canva. I copied and pasted it in.
That's true.
Yeah, and I'm actually gonna make sure that we all do save our research and our writing and our original thoughts in a Google Doc so that it can always be shared and accessed, right? So that we don't have to go through other people's Canva creations, but we will eventually put all of your research in one document, and I want that in Google for sure. So keep doing it that way, like what you're doing. Okay, has everyone shared? Yes. Okay. Thanks, Isocene. That was really good too. I don't know if we said that out loud. I love it. Okay, so where I want to go from here is, I guess I want to do 2 check-ins with you. And one is seeing if you all still like want more time and a hard deadline on working together behind the scenes, you know, not on Zoom, but you all getting together and doing it and starting to put together some graphics. Number 2 is, you know, a lot of it's just hard times. We're in a hard time, and students are reaching out and struggling for different levels of different reasons. And part of me is like, God, is some of this content too heavy for us right now in this pandemic? And I just wanted to do a check-in and see how you're feeling about that, because we could start moving into doing some other chapter stuff. Like we need icebreakers. Like how are we going to teach this? How are we going to get the group to respond? We need a lot of other things that might be a little lighter than staying in the mental illness part of it. We could start working on the mental health part of it. I'm torn between it because I feel like a lot of you have already done so much work, and now it's more like getting the layout. But what do you think?
I wish I could give you something good, but 90% of my thoughts are just the word Nebraska over and over again right now. That's where I'm at today.
My sister almost just fell over at the fridge, so I'm distracted.
You have a moment. I guess to be clear, the question on the table is, do we want to continue working through this and getting down this chapter of content? Or do we want to pause it for a sec and start doing things that might be a little lighter in the curriculum? I don't know where you all are, but less than half of us are here today.
It just like, yeah. I feel like we have to have some of this stuff down before we can do the icebreaker stuff. Like we got to know the content before we introduce the content, if that makes sense. But it is heavy.
Like I don't understand, what do you mean by heavy and like easy stuff?
So heavy would be a lot of our own emotions and mental health going into studying people with mental health issues during a time when it's hard to support each other. So like if we were doing this live in person at school, we would be able to one-on-one talk through things as you're researching and being like, oh my God, this really bothers me because my best friend did this, or my parent this, you know, and we're not doing it. So you're kind of in this isolated place to handle learning about mental illness on your own. And I feel like that might be weighing. That's what we mean by heavy icing on people. So on the flip side, what we mean by lighter would be in our curriculum, we're going to want to put in getting to know you games and safe activities for how do you share ideas and how do you get people to talk. So we'll have to find fun ways like this. How do you build resiliency in people? There'll be activities. So that would be a lighter way, more kind of fun thing to do. Those are the two. Does that make sense? Okay. So then Anna's thought is you have to kind of have the content there before you can start building how you're going to teach the content. That was my thought too, moving into this. But that's because that was my thought moving into this prior COVID-19 nonsense. You know, we didn't know that this was coming. And so, you know, teaching it online via Zoom has been a new approach, but the steps I wanted to take are still familiar. And maybe, even though I know semester's ending pretty soon, I don't want to send anyone into not doing the work.
Wait, what? When is the semester ending?
Well, in May.
I thought it was like third quarter.
Yeah, so we have this month of school left. We're in May. Today's May. Well, tomorrow's May 1, right?
Oh my gosh.
We've been quarantined since spring break, which is a month.
Jesus.
Over a month. Yeah. Jeez. Crazy, right?
Could we maybe combine them? Maybe like one day we will have fun stuff, another day we will work on this. And I think it all depends how much work we have to do. Like I feel we almost done, I guess, right? No? I know. So if there's a lot of things to do, so we can focus on it and work and also have fun too. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, we can do many things, right? Like I've said from the beginning, I'm here as a guide and like a person who's holding like a bit of an expectation deadline, you know, like here's what I think needs done. Check in with me. But it's your curriculum, it's your education. It's in a compass way, we can do all kinds of things. And I know it's hard because only half of you are here. Actually, less than half of you are here. So it's a hard decision. Does anyone else have any thoughts?
I don't know. I'm okay with the work. It's just like I don't know like what to do what's my next step. Like I know that we are like having the pair to do like to get feedback on all the stuff, but I don't know like I just feel like okay, we need a layout or we need to know like if Canva we can do it in Canva before we just start doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if we are in peers like of 2 or 3 of groups of 2 or 3 will be easier and faster maybe because we don't need to wait on the Zoom meetings or stuff. I don't know. Just like in general, I'm good with whatever we agree. So yeah.
Yeah, start speeding up the process, making it more efficient. Well, what if we do this then while we're waiting for Canva and me finding out how much that will cost? It's super weird. It's like one of the first times I've ever worked in education and money doesn't really matter that much because we have that $5,000. Yay. We could hold off on that and you all can still get in with your partners and at least start changing like the headlines to the words we've agreed on. Start making sure that like Isocene, you said you had like a lot of words and we want some of this stuff bulleted. You and Alexandra could get together and say, let's make this big long sentence a bulleted phrase, you know, like start making the teen speak part of it simpler. Maybe by next Tuesday, I'll have more about Canva and then we could revisit dumping it into Canva or another platform. We'll just have to wait. So if from now until Tuesday, you all can agree to keep at it. Don't, while they all look lovely, we can always go back and make another prototype. It's called an iteration, right? It's the part of the design cycle. We have to keep going back even to our own work that we got positive feedback on and say, okay, let me reword this, let me simplify it. If you could do that. And number 2, maybe we could all find like 3 of our favorite icebreakers that we've done since we've been in middle school and high school. You know, like, yeah, go ahead, Anna.
I didn't mean to like interrupt what you're saying, but I do have some like, I recently found like a vector editing program, so now I can make like graphics that are easy to use in a lot of programs fairly easily. I'm still getting used to the program, but I have some like little prototypey things if anyone wants to see them.
Yes. I totally want to see them. Is this for the aesthetic, similarly aesthetic?
Yeah, a little bit. Right now it's just people because that's where I start generally. But I can show you that real
Let's do
fast.
that.
So I have these little people. They're pretty basic.
I
Just
love
like,
them.
yeah, some colors and vibes. That's what I've got so far.
I love them. They're awesome.
Thank you.
Hmm. So are you thinking of making like different people like that, and we can like put them throughout doing stuff? Yeah. How are you with the similarly aesthetic design theme that we thought like that could go throughout everything? But you don't have to have anything produced, Anna, but how are you
I
feeling?
have sketches in my room somewhere of some possibilities. But I can flesh those out a little bit more for sure.
Okay.
Like, this is just what I do in my free time, but now it has a purpose.
I love it. I'm loving that you are talented and have a passion for it. So what if maybe Anna, you continue to do that and report out to us on Tuesday images and stuff that you have? Would the rest of you want to spend a little bit of time just finding some different fun activities that we could put throughout the curriculum that could kind of lighten it a little bit? Here, let me show you also what I mean. Hang on. I mean, it's not going to be anything more than what I'm saying, but I've written it down, if that helps. So this is our chapter by chapter that's in our mental health thing. So some things that we need to do that that would be considered lighter would be, how do you talk about these things? How do adults talk to teens? How can peers talk to peers? We need that done. We need, what are ways I can help? We need that done. And then this one right here, intro activities, icebreaker, other activities to help us get to know each other. We need that. We need a lot of those, probably, I would say, 10 to 15 different ideas put in there. We also need community resources down here, and we need recommended readings. But you all are already gathering community resources, so I don't feel like there's a real need to do that. I feel like these sections here are what need done. I'm proposing that in order to take kind of a mental break, you do this. Go out, find some fun activities. Icebreakers is what they're called, that help us get to know each other, that are safe, right? That are safe, and you can keep where you found it, so that we can give credit to that. Or if it's something that you remember, playing yourself in like my classroom or in a 7th grade class that you did once, you can just type it up and say, oh, I really liked this, and type up the directions. And then maybe we could do one of them next Tuesday to have fun, Isisy. What are people's thoughts about that?
That sounds fun.
Thanks, Silas. Thanks, Alexandra. Thanks, Anna. Bella, thoughts? You're okay doing that?
Yeah.
Cassidy, thank you. I see. Cole. Oh, yay! Got a check mark from Cole. Okay. Okay. Does it help if I write it up, or am I spending time writing up stuff that no one's reading? Because I have a lot of things I can
It's
do.
very helpful for me when you write it up.
Okay, I will write it up. So, Miss Anna, are you then going to just continue with the graphic design part of it and not do the icebreaker finds?
If I think of a good one, I'll jot it down,
Okay.
but I'm not going to search for one.
Totally, and that's totally fine because you're doing something else. The rest of you, if you want to help with graphic designing, or like you're wanting to create stuff, don't stop there. Like, keep doing it and sharing it, and we can find space for it. let me have one of you then recap what we're doing from now till Tuesday.
Looking over like little curriculum pages in their formatting again, making the headlines similar, keep working with those, and finding icebreakers for doing graphic design.
Yes. Right? Yes. So what that means in there is you have to buddy up with somebody if you want to. If you don't, then stay alone. But I want to know who you're working with, or if you're working by yourself, I want you to get together and do all of the things we've agreed on. Keep helping rewrite it in TeamSpeak. Don't worry about graphic designing it anymore because we're holding off on those ideas with Canva. And then finding what, 2, 3 icebreakers or games of getting to know you when you come Tuesday. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'll type that up. I'll put it on there. I'm also putting this recording on there for anyone who's missed today. So if you're group chatting with people, you could let them know to watch the video. We recapped it probably like 10 minutes from, if they backtrack 10 minutes, and if they don't want to watch the whole video. I think they should, because they should see Isoseme and Anna's layouts. They're beautiful. Cool. Okay, I'm going to stop recording for a sec.